If someone had predicted a few years ago that I'd be standing in a mansion adorned with crystal vases and chandelier lights, I probably would have laughed, wiped my face with a grease rag, and gone back under the hood of a car. But life is funny that way. Sometimes it rises slow, like the sun. Other times it hits like a storm. My name is Malik Hartley, and I'm 34 years old. I come from a working-class upbringing. My father used to say, "You weren't born with gold in your mouth, son. You were born with steel under your nails. A man proves himself by deeds, not words." I spent most of my 20s elbow deep in engine oil, trying to save a dying car business. But I had big plans. I noticed the neighborhood changing. High-rises were going up, shops were shutting down. So I took a gamble. Used my savings to buy a fixer-upper, flipped it, and bought another. By the time I hit 30, I wasn't under the car anymore. I was buying the land the shop used to sit on. That's how I met Sierra Langston. I remember the night clearly. A friend invited me to a charity dinner at the Riverside Arts Museum. I showed up in a rented suit, feeling out of place, but trying my best. And then I saw her, standing by the sculpture fountain, wearing an emerald green dress that lit up the whole room. Her hair was swept up, elegant. But her smile? Kind. She didn't notice me at first. But when she did, her eyes didn't show judgment or amusement. They showed something else. We talked for hours. She told me about her fashion brand, her love for European textiles, and how much she hated being called Sierra from Langston, as if her last name was all that mattered. I told her about homes, about foundations, beams, and how fixing broken things gave me peace. She came from private schools and country clubs. I came from Sunday fish fries and public buses. But somehow, we clicked. Still, there were signs. Her mother once asked me, "Do you even know which fork to use at a formal dinner?" Her father never looked me in the eye. Her friends, elegant, pouting women, smiled at me like I was a science project. One even called me blue-collar cute. But Sierra? She defended me, said I was real. The night I proposed, it was just us. No stage, no fireworks, just a lake and a trembling voice. She cried when I asked her to marry me, said yes into my shoulder. I thought I'd won the jackpot of love, that she saw me, really saw me. But you know what they say? Sometimes things that shine too bright are just reflecting a blade. Looking back, the cracks were there. The way she constantly corrected my speech. The way she winced when I ordered sweet tea at a 5-star restaurant. The time she said, "Malik, you're so different. It's like I'm marrying a Netflix documentary." I laughed it off, swallowed it, kept showing up, smiling at her family dinners, biting my tongue. I even hired a diction coach before our engagement party, because I thought I was bettering myself for us. She never stopped smiling. Always said she loved my hard hands, my ambition. 2 months before the wedding, I caught her looking at me like I was a painting she wasn't sure she wanted to keep. When I asked what was wrong, she said, "Nothing, baby. You're just too good," then kissed me. I thought that was a compliment. But betrayal doesn't come with thunder. It comes quietly, like poison in a drink, like a smile across a table. A week before the wedding, I started feeling it. A weight in my chest. A tension I couldn't shake. Sierra was still smiling. Still checking off every box, making everything perfect. Her friends rehearsed speeches. Her mother picked my tux. Her father reviewed the wine list. Everyone believed in love. I did too. Even as the walls began to shift. Even as I felt like I was on a stage, and the performance wasn't mine. The night before the wedding, standing on a hotel balcony, I whispered, "You did it. Tomorrow changes everything." And I was right, just not in the way I expected. Weddings are supposed to be memories you cherish, like a soldier remembers the calm before a storm. I thought mine would be that. But that day didn't stay with me because of love. It stayed because it became the line that split my life in two. The wedding morning was a whirlwind. Decorators, planners, tailors, people with headsets giving orders like it was a Broadway production. Sierra chose a private garden estate that looked like it was plucked from a European film, statues, fountains, fresh white roses in every corner. It all felt fake. I should have trusted that feeling. Riley, my best friend, helped me into my suit. He joked, but I could feel his eyes studying me. He'd been quiet for weeks, and now I think I know why. I fixed my tie, stared in the mirror, and told myself it was just nerves. But my reflection didn't match the words. I looked proud, sharp, but my eyes were unsure. At the altar, the difference was clear. Her side of the aisle was elegance, hats, pearls, and polished shoes. Mine was grit, proud faces, faded suits, and hard-working hands. My father gave me a nod, but I saw the worry in his eyes. And then she arrived. Sierra. She was stunning. A vision. Veil flowing like silk, walking as though she owned the very ground. Cameras flashed. For a moment I felt everything I hoped for. That she chose me. That it was real. That tomorrow would be ours. The ceremony passed in a blur. Vows, rings, a kiss. That barely touched. Nerves, I told myself. Applause, champagne, a soft symphony played. Guests murmured in praise. The garden tent for the reception was glowing with chandeliers, plates that looked like porcelain stars. Perfection. Her father stood to give a speech. Thanked the Langston legacy, investors, sponsors, never once mentioned me. I smiled politely, excused myself, and made my way to the head table. I pulled out the groom's chair, the one beside Sierra. She turned, leaned close. "Go sit in the guest section," she whispered. My heart didn't just sink. It stopped. I stared at her, waiting for the joke. But her eyes were cold, unblinking. She turned away. "Dorian deserves this. Seat more," she said. And just like that, Dorian Vance, her ex, slid into the chair beside her, a velvet tux, a smug grin. The man I thought was long gone. He kissed her cheek. The crowd chuckled. Her friends smiled. Her father nodded. My side of the room, silent. My mother gripped her purse. My father clenched the table. Riley took a step forward, but I stopped him. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I adjusted my cufflinks, smoothed my jacket, took in the room, slowly, let them see my face, my silence. Then I said 2 words, "Cry on," and I walked. Straight down the aisle, out the garden, into the night. Because what they didn't know